welcome to the Let's Talk Football channel. Today, the usual podcast for a Sunday. As of recording, it is a Saturday night. It is half time between Brighton and Newcastle. And Brighton are winning 1-0 at half time. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Who scored, by the way?
I won't lie to you, mate. I missed the goal. So I was downstairs making a brew and then I missed the goal. So
Let's have a look who scored.
So
Trossard.
Yeah.
45th plus third minute.
Gosh.
So
there you go. Anyway, so do you want to say what's in tonight's, well, for you guys it'd be a Sunday, so I suppose today's podcast, Ethan, or do you want me to do that?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
We got the review of the Stoke City game, which we won 1-0 against Derby County. Then the player ratings of that game. Then we've got the review of the Cup quarter-final games / score predictions for the games on Sunday. Then we've actually got a question this week from a viewer. Are Xhaka and Partey good as Arsenal's pivot in midfield? Then the last question of the podcast, the opinion on the England squad that was selected by Gareth Southgate.
Yeah. All right, then. So, a good amount of stuff there for this pod. So we'll get straight into it then. So Stoke won 1-0 against Derby at home through a Jacob Brown header in the 74th minute. What did you think of that?
Let's be honest, he needed a goal.
Yeah.
But we should have scored more. We dominated.
Yeah.
And coming back from when we went to their backyard and lost 4-0.
Yeah.
Jesus. At least we won this time. But no, we dominated. We should have scored more. At least three. Yeah, it just showed we need a striker. We need a main man up front who can score goals.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not in the top 6.
Yeah. I mean, just quickly, we'll just say, by the way, the goal for Trossard, they've just shown it here. It's he gets the ball on the left, he turns Clark and strikes it from just outside the box into the bottom right corner. So good finish, good range. But anyway, so for Stoke, I mean, yeah, we should have scored earlier on in the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the issue was we dominated the game, but just did nothing in the final third because guess what? As Ethan said, we haven't got a clinical goal scorer. The only one we have got is Fletcher, and we can't keep relying on somebody of his age because guess what? You know, when you play somebody of his age that regularly, he's going to keep picking up these injuries that he's getting.
Yeah.
That's why we need somebody else in as well. That's a job for the summer. But yeah, like you said, Brown needed the goal. He got the goal. I don't think he needed to do the shushing, but there you go.
No.
Yeah, but because let's be honest, if there was fans in the stadium, he wouldn't have done that. So,
No.
But there you go. A win's a win. In terms of O'Neill, I was really disappointed today because I didn't think he didn't do any of the subs I probably wanted him to do, except from Clark. But for me, why is Norton not getting any minutes?
Yeah.
Immediately there. Why is Vokes getting brought on over Norton? This is my issue. That's ridiculous, that is. That Norton got no minutes today. So that's a bit disappointing. But anyway, we'll carry on and go into the player ratings then for the game. So I'll let you go first on this, Ethan.
All right then. So in goal, Davies, his 10th clean sheet in 14 and a half games this season. And it's probably the easiest one, to be honest. So I'll give him a 6. Smith got in some decent positions going forward, but nothing too threatening. I'll give him a 6. Norrington Davies, left wing back. He had a good battle with the right back, Brian, I think his name. I'll give him a 6. Suter, he made their strike really quiet. And he literally dominated in defence against the striker, so I'll give him a 7. Played really well. Bat, he was really unlucky. He should have scored. But it was a good save from the Derby keeper. He was solid today, but wasn't calm on the ball.
No.
Just hoofed it up. I'll give him a 6 today. Played better. Chester, just no errors today with Chester. Won everything. Got some tackles in and built the game from the back. Give him a 7. McCall, good game from him today. Moved the ball well and a couple of clever passes and stuff final third, but obviously we need a striker because we can't finish them. So 7 from McCall. Allen, some neat footwork and nearly scored an overhead kick apparently. So I'll give him a 7. Thompson, I was really surprised about today. He played really well. I'll give him a 6 though, because I don't think we needed a defensive midfielder anyway in this. I think we should have just gone with just 3 natural centre mids.
Yeah, but is Thompson a defensive midfielder?
Apparently he is.
I wouldn't say he is. When I don't think he's that good defensively.
No. It's a bit... I don't really even know. Anyway, I'll give Thompson a 6. Powell, lovely cross from for him to Brown to get the breakthrough goal. I tell you what, his injuries, he gets clipped every single game. Honestly. So
I mean, sometimes he does look for him sometimes, but yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'll give him a 7 today, Powell. Played really well. Brown, he got the goal, but he should have had 2.
Yeah.
And if he had 2, I would have given him an 8, but I'm going to give him a 6 today.
Yeah.
Good goal, though. Good finish. But, players who came on, vote for Allen. I'll give him a 5 for Vokes.
Yeah.
Then Clark for Powell, just late, fresh legs for us to kill a bit of time. I'll give him a 6 as well. Timon helped to get the job done through 5 minutes of injury, so I'll give him a 5 because he just came on.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Good from Stoke.
Okay, fair enough. All right, and so I'll go straight into mine then. So in goal, Davies, I thought he did well. He was solid. He didn't have too much to do. So I'll give him a 6. Chester, I thought Chester was good, solid. So I'll give him a 7. Suter, always brings a presence at the back anyway when he plays. Solid performance. Yeah. Again, I don't think he was coming up against the best attack, but what did come our way did get relatively dealt with. So, and it's a clean sheet, so I'll give him a 7. But yeah, like you said, unlucky not to score. It was a good effort. Played fairly well, but I just agree with you, really. He needs to relax himself when he gets on the ball. I don't know what his issue is with that. I don't know what it's every single game, though. It's every single game. So he does need to start getting better at that. So I'll give him a 6. Norrington Davies, thought he did well. Put in a good cross early in the first half that maybe Brown or Allen should have gotten the end of. It was a really good attempt at cross, though. Yeah, he's a good player. Puts in some good crosses. Doesn't really put a foot wrong most of the time. Give him a 7. Smith got booked, but he was decent. Yeah, I wouldn't say he was as good as he has been in the last couple of games, but I still thought he was decent. I'll give him a 6. John Obi Mikel was quite good. Quite dominant in midfield. Got a few good tackles in. Got some good balls forward. Like you said, it's just a shame we can't do anything with him because of not having that main man up top. So, but I'll give him a 7. Thompson, 40 was all right. He was decent. I think he is getting better in a Stoke shirt as he's playing. I'll give him a 6. Joe Allen, I felt he could have done a bit better today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I say, there was that cross from Davies that he maybe could have got onto the end of. Allen, he just doesn't seem quite as sharp as he has been before. The moment, just little things where he's just not quite as sharp.
Affected him, you can tell.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6. Nick Powell was very good. Brilliant crossing for Brown's goal. So that's a brilliant assist for him. He's created the only goal he scored, so I'm going to give him a 7. No, actually, give him an 8, actually. I'll give him an 8. Brown, he got that one goal, but other than that, to be honest, he was average at best, other than that goal. Fair play to him getting the goal. But he didn't do anything other than that, and he played for, a good amount of time. So I'm going to give him a 6, like you said.
Yeah.
And the subs, Sam Vokes didn't really do anything. He didn't come on with that long to go, though. Like I said, I wouldn't have brought Sam Vokes on. I would have brought on Christian Norton, but there you go. I'll give Vokes a 5. Didn't really do much. Clark, again, didn't really do much, but then he just felt like he made the sub for the sake of making a sub, just to say that he'd made a sub and used up time a little bit. I'll give Clark a 5. Timon barely played any minutes, so I can't give him any less or any more than other than a 5, really. So yeah, that's what I give the subs. So now we'll move on then to reviewing the cup games that were played today for the quarterfinals, I believe it was, of the Carabao Cup.
FA Cup.
Is it FA Cup today?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll start off then with... We'll talk about one of the main ones. You had, what was it, Man City Everton?
Yeah.
That ended 2-0 Man City. What did you think of that?
Yeah, Man City just pegged Everton back into their half, really. And Everton tried to counter-attack them, but Man City's quality is unbelievable. Even if it was a cup game and they used some different players this time, they're still unbelievable. So fair play to Man City, unlucky Everton, because they had a good go. Everton did so.
Yeah, like they always seem to do against the top sides. In fairness to them, Yeah, I'd say, like you said, Man City just another level of quality, unfortunately. So for Everton's sake, so Everton did give it a good go at home, Goodison Park, but Man City did what they're expected to do, which is really they are expected to get to the final of these sort of competitions of their quality, and they've got one step closer to that by beating Everton. We also had today, the only other game today, it was earlier on. It was, what was it? Was it a 12 o'clock kickoff or half 12?
I think it was a half 12 kickoff on BT Sport,
Yeah, and that was Bournemouth at home against Southampton. Southampton won 3-0. What do you think about that?
Yeah, very, very good performance from Southampton. They needed this win. Brilliant from Nathan Redmond today. Deservedly man of the match. 2 brilliant goals, I have to say. And good assists as well to Dijnepo. Bournemouth struggled with the Premier League quality. And if Bournemouth do go up, they need to bring in some good players, or else that will happen every week.
Yeah. I think Southampton probably show why they're a league above, to be honest. Fair play to them, though. Got the job done. I'd say, again, they sort of did what they're expected to do because it is a league below, but it's not always that easy. But they made it look easy by the end of it, really. You look at the scoreline, so fair play to them. So then we'll quickly just predict the 2 cup games for tomorrow. So 1:30 kickoff, Chelsea at home against Sheffield United in the cup. What do you think will be the score in that one?
I think this is going to be a dominant display from Chelsea, and Sheffield United are going to be struggling to get into the game. It's going to be a 4-0 win for Chelsea. Okay,
I'm going to say dominant, like you said, from Chelsea. Sheffield United are just well off being anywhere near, I think, to put up a fight. I'm going to say 5-0 Chelsea. Then the only other game tomorrow for the Cup is Leicester at home against Man United, 5 o'clock kickoff. Leicester, Man United, what do you think the score will be?
This is going to be a very, very good game. And both clubs need to get a title, I'd say. A cup into their major honours, I'd say, this season. So they'll be fine for this, both of them. Putting their strongest side out. And I think Man United will win 2-1.
2-1 United, eh? I'm going to say... I'm going to say that Leicester will win 1-0. Just a goal update. Welbeck has just scored for Brighton to make it 2-0. It's outside the box. He just takes it round Almiron and he's laced it into the bottom corner.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck still.
Danny Welbeck, proper long range, really good long range effort there, and that's 2-0 to Brighton. So I thought I'd just say that because that's literally just happened. So then we'll go through the games that happened. Well, there was only one game that's happened today. It's happening right now. So what we'll do is Brighton, Newcastle. We'll come on to that like right at the end of the podcast because that's when it'll be later on, so we know what the score's going to be, if that makes sense, because it's still only 55 minutes right now, isn't it? So it could still change a little bit. So then we'll just look at the 2 Premier League matches that are on tomorrow. So score predictions for these then. West Ham at home against Arsenal. What do you think the score will be?
This is a decent game yet again for this week. I think West Ham should win this one. I think they will win this one. I'm going to go 1-0 West Ham.
Okay then. Me, I'm going to say it'll be a decent game, but I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, I'm going to say. And then 7:30 kickoff tomorrow. Aston Villa at home against Tottenham.
Ooh, okay. I think Spurs will win this one. They need to win anyway, just to bounce back from recent matters of North London Derby and the shock kicks of the Europa League. I think they'll scrape it though. I think it'll be a 1-0 win.
Okay. For me, I'll just think confidence out the window. They've messed it up, and I think Aston Villa are going to put them in their place. I'm going to say 3-0 Aston Villa. Right. So we'll move on, and we're going to go to a question that we got from Ethan's story that you put on Instagram. So the question that we got given was, are Xhaka and Partey good as Arsenal's pivot in midfield? Are them two good at being Arsenal's centre of the midfield? What do you think?
One of them is. And that's Partey.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing he needs to do is just to get used to the style of Premier League football. Because I think he gets really tired at the end of games.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I've got to say with Thomas Partey, because he's a cracking player, to be fair.
Yeah.
And we know what he can do, like he has done at Atletico Madrid. But just needs to get used to the Arsenal style of play to be that main midfielder for Arsenal. But on the other hand, Xhaka, on his day, he can be really good. But the amount of errors leading to goals is crazy.
Yeah.
And you're expecting your captain to do everything, but he makes errors leading to goals. He tells the fans to fuck off, and then still making him play in the team. So that just shows how good Arsenal as a club, I guess.
I mean, the stuff with Xhaka, the stuff with Xhaka, it's complicated. I mean, apparently he did that out of frustration due to the abuse that he was getting. But I mean, obviously, it's still unacceptable as a captain to be doing that, and I would have taken the captain's armband off him. But I'd say. So I agree, he shouldn't still be captain. But I'd say Partey is quality. He's probably one of the best signings Arsenal have done in the last couple of years. He's going to be solid for him. He's already, when he does play now, he already gives a spark in midfield that Arsenal haven't had for a bit. And I think he's going to be a really useful asset more next season than this season, once he's settled in.
Yeah, exactly.
Xhaka, I'd say Partey, yes, he's good. They've got him as central, centre of midfield. Xhaka, I don't think he is good enough in the sense that, like you said, he's got so many errors that he's made leading to goals. So many. And even Arsenal fans say that themselves. He's got so many errors leading to goals. I mean, a prime example of that was Burnley.
Yeah.
Burnley,
that was a big one.
Easy one to, it's not dead difficult of a task what he's got to do, and he massively messes it up. He's got,
to be fair,
he's got issues with the fans, which isn't good to have relationship issues, and then he's playing all the time, and then on top of that, he's short-wired a little bit as well. Like, what I mean is he makes silly decisions, or he makes silly fouls when he gets frustrated. When he starts,
short-tempered. Yeah.
when he starts getting frustrated, he loses it, and he can end up getting himself booked. And I mean, what happened with the Arsenal fans when he did that? That's a prime example of him losing it too easily and then making a silly decision because of it. And he does that on the pitch a little bit as well. So Partey, yes. Xhaka, no.
Oh, God.
Maybe we'll just call him Xhaka from now. We know him quite well, so that's why we call him Xhaka.
Yeah, fair enough. Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka, mate. So, I'd say Partey, Xhaka, no. And I think that's the same for both of us, really. So then we'll move on then. So, opinion on the England squad that's been selected for this international break.
Do you want to go first, or?
Well, I'll just say quickly then, me, because I've only got 2 faults with it, which is
all right.
One, that Godfrey should be in there.
Yeah.
2, another one is I don't understand why Wan-Bissaka's not in there. Why is Trippier in there instead of Wan-Bissaka? The only other one I've got is it's gonna make me head now. I just had it as well. That's so annoying. I'm trying to think. It'll come back to me. But I was going to say, I know a lot of people have been saying that Bamford should have got in, because obviously, Ollie Watkins has been picked, and a lot of people are saying that Bamford should have got in instead. But the thing is, I think Ollie Watkins, it's like, I don't think he's been unbelievable of recent. But then, if it's between him and Bamford, I probably pick Ollie Watkins every time, because Ollie Watkins, the goals he scores are legit goals, whereas Bamford is an English fraud. So, and they're just tapping goals, and he's got himself in his own fantasy team. Just get out. So I can't be bothered. So you can stay out of the squad as far as I'm concerned for now. Start scoring goals that are more than 6 yards out, and then maybe, honestly, because they're all in that range, 6 yards and closer.
Oh God.
I just think that's all I've got, really. I did have something else, but I can't even remember it. Maybe it'll come back to me and I'll be able to say it after you speak on yours, but I'll let you talk about it now.
Well, goalkeepers, they're all fine because Pickford's injured, so that's fair enough. And we've got to remember, this isn't the actual England team squad for the World Cup.
No, this is just for this international break.
This is just for the friendlies. So it's a lot of players can't come, like Sancho, because he's injured, and Pickford's injured, and defence. I think Wan-Bissaka's in there.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't get why he isn't. Gareth Southgate's lost a good right back there. Midfield, because I think the defence is fine, except from, I don't get why he's got Tyrone Mings in, but not Ben Godfrey. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Tyrone Mings is a good player. Don't get me wrong, he is a good player. Well,
Godfrey should be in there, though.
Yeah, exactly. Godfrey's been really good this season.
Yeah, he has.
And the thing is, how many left backs have we got? Ben Chilwell and Shaw, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if they both get injured, because they've been injured for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Haven't they? In their career.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
And if you have Ben Godfrey, just play left back. He plays left back for Everton. He did in the FA Cup today against Man City. So that's that.
Well, left-centred.
Midfield.
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips shouldn't be in there. He's shit.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham, no.
No, yeah, he shouldn't be either.
Ward-Prowse, definitely. He's a really good player.
Mate, you get a free kick, just sub him on. If it's outside the box, just sub him on for it because he'll just score. He scores every single one. It's mad.
Jesse Lingard
should be in there.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Mason Mount, definitely.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Is Foden there? Where is he? There it is.
Foden,
yes, definitely. He's the main player that Gareth Southgate wanted.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Forwards, I think Calvert-Lewin definitely, Harry Kane definitely.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford definitely.
Yeah.
Would you count Bukayo Saka as a forward?
Yes, maybe. I mean, well, I mean, he is a winger, isn't he? So I'd say yeah.
All right, because he's played left back.
I know, but he doesn't like playing left back though. Really, his main position is left mid.
Yeah.
So.
Sterling, yeah, just for the sake of it. Ollie Watkins, he's been good this season, so why not? Oh yeah, one thing with the defence, Eric Dyer, he should not be in there.
That was the one. That was what I forgot about. That was what I wanted to say.
Eric Dyer.
That's it, yeah.
He is wank. He is dreadful. I'd rather have a 6-year-old in defence than him.
Well, to be honest, he's bad in CDM and centre-back now. He's bad in both positions that he's meant to be playing in. So, yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
So that's all I've got to say.
Yeah, so we're basically, if we were putting it together, mine and your joint, we agree with everything, but mine and your joint complaints would be no Godfrey, which there should be, no Wan-Bissaka, which there should be, Eric Dyer's there, but he shouldn't be, Jude Bellingham shouldn't be in there, and there's one more, isn't there? Who was the other one? There's one more, I swear.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe about 4 or 5 things, but other than that, he's got it right, really.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do one last thing, which is that in Ethan found this, so which is that Slavia Prague could be disqualified from the Europa League for the racist abuse. Was that to do with their players or something?
I think so.
Because I can remember seeing a report with that. Yeah.
Want it?
Yeah. They could be disqualified for that racist abuse, and that would mean that Rangers could return back into the competition because obviously they're the ones that got knocked out by Slavia Prague. So, I suppose the question is then, first question, well, yeah, no, it's the only question, isn't it, really? Should Slavia Prague be disqualified for that? And also, if they are disqualified, is it fair to bring Rangers back, or should the team that's meant to be playing Slavia Prague just go straight through?
Well...
So 2 questions there for you, really.
I think if they got disqualified from the competition, it would be harsh. Really harsh.
Yeah.
Because, they've done all that work against Rangers, and they got disqualified for being racist, for racial abuse. But don't get me wrong.
But
It shouldn't be happening anyway.
It's individuals, though, isn't it? So, and it's individuals,
yeah, exactly.
And then you're going to cost the whole squad for it.
Yeah.
If you know what, why don't you just? There's a compromise here. Keep them in the competition, and if you've got footage that shows which individuals of that team have been racist, why don't you just say, okay, you can stay in the competition, but you're not allowed to use those players for the rest of it?
Yeah,
just do that. Yeah. Just ban them for this year's one, and then that sort of shows that you're taking action against the racism, but then doesn't unfairly penalise a whole team.
Yeah, you probably could find the club as well.
Yeah. So, what I would say it would be way too harsh to remove them like that from individuals. So we're both agreeing they shouldn't get removed.
No, they shouldn't.
But if they did get removed, let's just say they did get removed, should Rangers be allowed back in it, or should Arsenal, because that's who Slavia Prague would have been playing, should Arsenal just be allowed straight through? Because technically, Rangers did get beat. So should they just be kept out of it, and let Arsenal go straight through, or should Arsenal have to play Rangers?
Well, if they did get beat, I think they should be getting played against Rangers, because what? Then what's the point in the quarterfinal, semi-final, final? What's the point?
Well, you'd still play them, except from Arsenal, wouldn't be?
Yeah, exactly. It's then Arsenal have got an easy way just to get through the competition. It's not fair.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd say they'd have to play Rangers as well. I think because otherwise, Arsenal aren't playing a game when everybody else is. So yeah, like you said, it'd be unfair, but I just thought it'd be interesting to see what you'd think, because obviously Rangers did get beat. But yeah, I'd say it wouldn't be fair because everybody else is playing and then Arsenal aren't, so then they've got more time to rest as well. They were automatically going through, which other teams aren't. So yeah, so our two answers then to that is basically that if Slavia Prague did get disqualified, Rangers should be allowed back in to face Arsenal. But we would agree that overall, Slavia Prague shouldn't be disqualified, and maybe just the individuals that were racist should be banned from the competition this year, and a fine for the club.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Okay. And we're going to do it now, since we've gone through everything, so we might as well do it now. But about 2-3 minutes ago, Brighton scored to make it 3-0. I saw it. I did see the goal happen as we were talking on this, but I thought we finished talking about it first because I didn't want to interrupt it. Yeah. But it was a good whipping, and Mopé, it's on like a half volley into the corner, into the bottom left corner. Good finish, and 71.5 minutes in, and Brighton are winning 3-0. So if the score stays at 3-0, which to be honest, it could actually end up being more to Brighton. Brighton are all over Newcastle at the moment. So I think we know that Newcastle have lost either way. They've already conceded a few. What do you think of this? Losing 3-0 right now to Brighton. We know they're going to lose. What do you think?
Well, Newcastle's season's over, I think. I think they'll get relegated. They need more quality in that team.
Yeah, I mean...
because players keep getting injured, like, say, Maximin, Callum Wilson, Almiron. I know he's playing today, Almiron, but he does get injured. And
can I just back your point as well? You say they're going to get relegated, or could well do. Fulham are obviously in the relegation zone, one place below Newcastle. Fulham are only 2 points behind Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
fair play to Brighton, though. Like, we know they can get these attacks on.
Yeah.
They're really good attackingly, but they can't finish.
Yeah.
And they've proved that us wrong today, that they can finish.
Yeah.
But is against Newcastle, so he start doing this against other teams.
All three, though, absolutely brilliant goals. 2 are from outside the box, and 1's a half volley.
Yeah,
so
that's good, though.
Yeah.
And they need the goals as well, so fair play.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with you. Fair play to Brighton. They've put away the chances that they've created from themselves. 3 brilliant goals. Brighton fans will really be happy with them because they are beautiful goals to watch. They are. Newcastle. It looks like they've basically been given because right now they're still hanging on, even at 3-0. They've been given a battering by a team that's 2 places above them. I think it is. And Newcastle are 17th. Brighton, I think it said on here, 15th. That's bad, that is. When you're getting battered by a team that's sitting 15th, 16th last few weeks, that's bad.
Yeah,
it's worrying.
It is.
It should at least, if you're going to lose, it should at least be close, and it's nowhere near. And the worrying thing is for Newcastle, after watching them in this game, they're not threatening up front with Joe Linton. He can't do anything. They've got no threat up front, and they're awful at the back. There's loads of gaps, easy for through balls to go through. Everything just goes through, and then they have to rely on, because I know they change regularly, so they have to rely on either Dubravka, in this case today it is Dubravka, or Carl Darlow, who plays a fair amount as well. And you know what? They're 2 quality keepers, right? And the reason we don't go on about them more for being quality is because they still concede loads of goals because Newcastle's defence is that bad. It's not even their fault. They're actually 2 solid keepers. If you saw them 2 go to clubs that finish in between 13th and 9th or something, you would see they would start getting recognised. It's the defence in front that kind of spoils their careers. But I do genuinely think Fulham will stay up and Newcastle will go down. And also, by the way, guess what the last game of the season is for Newcastle?
Is it Fulham?
It's Fulham.
Oh, God.
So that could be massive. And I'm telling you now, I think they could be tied on points for that game, and I can see Fulham beating them.
Yeah.
But I do think Newcastle will go down. I think Fulham are a far better side than Newcastle. Should be the other way.
They are.
Yeah. So, but yeah, shocking really for Newcastle.
And to be fair, next season, all their players are going to go. St. Maximin, Callum Wilson, Almiron, Dubravka.
Yeah, they can't stick around for this, can they?
Well, Callum Wilson left Bournemouth to go to Newcastle because they're in the Championship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's poor, isn't it? Really, it's just. Yes. And Bruce isn't Prem quality either now. So yeah. I mean, that's all there is to say really on that, isn't there? On Newcastle.
Do you know when you're on about Joe Linton?
Yeah.
They're on about him today on Sky Sports, saying about his confidence and all that. But I agree with them. And there's clips showing how he doesn't run into the box. He just waits for the pullback. Almost. And he's lost his desire to get into the box and actually win a header and score the goal.
Well,
it's like his game decision, his complete game making is poor.
Well, yeah, because he's a poor striker, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd say. I mean, he's just missed a header here. It wasn't in the box. But it's a perfectly good header. He's mistimed the jump, completely missed the ball, as you've just said.
Yeah, poor decision making. Yeah.
Well, that's just. I mean, that's not even decision making, is it? He's gone to jump for it. He's actually missed the ball. That's just shocking ability. That is at that point. He's not good enough. or I could say it's a Steve Bruce flop. That's what it is.
40 million.
And Steve Bruce is a shocking manager. Fair play to Graham Potter though.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Newcastle fans though, but I think we should try and not ramble on about this game too long though. So I think that's all to say, isn't it? Really, on that, would you say?
Yeah. To be fair, yeah.
All right. So let me just So that is everything then for this podcast. So I'm just going to say, as I always say, because it's true. We hope you enjoyed listening to it, as we certainly enjoyed making it. As I always say, but it is true though. That's why I say it. It is true. We do enjoy making these. If you enjoyed it, then please like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed and you did enjoy it, then please subscribe. And if you've got any ideas or suggestions or thoughts or opinions or anything, then please do comment. Maybe even a debate question that you think would be quite good, or just any sort of footballing question that you think would be quite interesting. Just comment it, because we do check the comments, and we'll as long as we'll include it in the podcast, as long as it's not taking the mick or anything, obviously. So is there anything you'd like to add, Ethan?
Yeah, so next week we'll be doing all the international games, won't we? Well, not all the for England.
Just for England,
all the international games for England, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be doing reviews and all that for the games since the National Week.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening. And
Yeah. All right then. So we'll see you in the next one then, guys.